I've never claimed to have any medical knowledge or be a doctor on the show.
Really?
Huh.
Did you gotta say that?
I did. You're gonna cut it out, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, it was definitely scripted.
What? I thought that was live.
I don't think it was live, Noah. I just want to say, I think the best X-Men name, solo movie situation altogether is Jubilee. It's a fun name. It fits in. Fireworks. Cool. That's all I gotta say. End of take.
You didn't listen to last week because I hate Jubilee's no
that's
good.
fine.
We
That's your
talked
problem.
about Jubilee in the episode, though. I think we talked about Jubilee
I know, but that
pre-episode.
doesn't mean it's not my take. No one heard my take on it.
I
That's
appreciate your
fair.
take. I respect that you have a take.
Yeah, I think Jubilee is the best one for it because it's a fun name that is also thematic, and there's something really scary to me about being killed by fireworks.
You know what? I'll accept that.
Yeah, I mean,
That
you were
is-
there when we went to the 4th of July thing
Yeah.
last year, more so than this year.
Yeah,
and we
Jackson
just
was
got
there the whole
pelted.
time, just getting like pelted, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm a man, so this doesn't bug me, but I can understand if it would
That's what he
bug
said for work.
other people.
Yeah, I got like pegged in the eye with a piece of like hot cardboard
Yeah,
that smelled like sulfur, and that to me, like, imagine going out to that at point blank range. That's terrifying.
where it's actually being aimed at you rather than just exploding above you and happening to hit you.
Yeah, the sulfuric smell also makes it a little bit like demonic feeling, and that to me also has some kind of power to it in terms of the fear factor.
I get that.
Doing research for episode last week, I found out Nightcrawler smells like sulfur when he teleports around.
Good for him.
That makes sense,
man.
actually.
It does.
I think he might just smell like that always, but he tells people it's because of the
It's
teleporting.
because of the teleport. Yeah, I mean, I hope that's what he smells like always.
Man just eats a lot of eggs in the morning and just farts all day. Be like, no, guys, it's the teleporting.
It's just teleporting, guys. Stop making fun of me. It's a
But
teleporting.
he just like times his teleports for when he's farting.
As do we all, to be fair.
Yeah, kind of like as people like like make their chair creak when they're gonna fart, or like do different like little tactics, like walk with the the timing. But he teleports when he farts.
The point is, fart teleports. Fartaports, if you will.
See,
No.
I'm gonna be honest. My favorite thing about people who like either are trying to cover up a fart or accidentally made a noise is that they always are like, "Oh no, wait, that wasn't me," and then they spend the next 5 minutes trying to wiggle the chair and make you believe that they didn't just fart on you.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen I Think You Should Leave?
No.
It's very funny. It is on Netflix. It's a sketch comedy show. Maybe the best sketch comedy show in my opinion. The
What's it
reason
called?
why is the episodes are only 15-16 minutes long,
Oh, that's good.
and there's only like 6 of them in the season. So
What
it
is-
kind of feels to me like they made like a whole season's worth, and because it's direct to Netflix, they probably just cut out everything that they didn't think was top tier. So like it comes across as like every sketch is more or less a banger.
What is this
I
show
do
called?
love when people actually like
I think you
take
should
that
leave.
time.
Hmm.
I feel like
It's very quotable.
that's what, in my opinion, this is like this. Assuming that it is what I think it is, since I'm going to go off your recommendation that it is top tier sketch comedy. I feel like this is what people need to do when they bring YouTubers into TV, because firstly, they shouldn't do that. But secondly, if they do, this is how they need to do it, by giving them a short form sketch comedy show and not something stupid like, oh yeah, you got a talk show now.
Who got a talk show?
Somebody got like a late night slot and she's just not funny. And
Yeah, if you were to tell me that like a YouTuber was on TV and they weren't funny, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. YouTubers aren't funny on YouTube either.
you know,
Like, every YouTuber
agree to
is just
disagree.
like,
There's
hey,
like certain
we're
ones I think are
reactionary.
good, and then other ones are just like, nah, this blows. This blows a lot. But
The worst though is the ones that are good for reasons of like their ability to like convey information or their storytelling narrative, like their narrative prowess. And then they also are like, but I'm also going to try and be funny, and they're clearly not funny. And you're like, dude, if you were to just do the thing that you're really good at, this would be far more enjoyable than every like 2 minutes me being like, this is just a really uncomfortably awkward joke for me to listen to.
oh yeah, no, strong agree. I think I tweeted about this a little while ago, but I've been watching a lot of videos on how to use a couple of different like presentation softwares, and
Yeah.
the program Pro Presenter. There are 3 people that make videos about it. There's the company itself that does some videos, but not enough.
Mhm.
There's people who they act like they're about to teach you about it, but in reality, they're just showing off their setup and showing you how to do the hardware end of things, but they also don't do that very well. And then there's this dude named Paul Allen Clifford who has uploaded hundreds of videos all about ProPresenter, but more like through all like 7 renditions, I believe, because he is on ProPresenter 7 right now. He got a beta key so that he could show it off and teach people how to use it.
He's kind of a big deal in the ProPresenter community.
But here's the problem: you can watch this man's videos at 2 times the speed, and he doesn't sound like he's talking twice as fast, except for a couple little words here and there where he talks faster than usual. This man talks at about this speed, but I wouldn't call me slow. Just ask my wife when she calls me to dinner.
Please tell me he says that a lot.
You wouldn't call me slow then. I'm right there. So anyway, what we're going to do is, and he just tells these like really not funny jokes, and then he chuckles to himself.
You gave me a bad example.
Okay, fine. It wasn't. I don't remember most of them because I tuned them out real hard.
Don't call me late to dinner.
I'm not lying when I say that I've heard him make that joke more than once.
I do want you to know that my entire existence outside of the podcast, and even somewhat in the podcast, is just making the same 4 jokes over and over again to my coworkers. Until eventually they all start to hate me, so I get a different job.
But here's the thing: there's sometimes it's a bit.
Not kidding.
Sometimes when the bit goes too long, obviously they'll start to hate you. But like, I don't think it's unreasonable to say, Jackson, you're a funny person. Like, you have comedic timing. You can tell a joke. I believe in you to tell funny things.
You guys know what's the funniest thing probably of all time? Like, funniest shit I ever seen?
Oh no.
Was it Pickle Rick? Please tell me you're not about to say that.
Way funnier than Pickle Rick.
Oh, thank the Lord.
So it's this really cool video, right? And it's by King Bach. And he's like, hey, man. He said, his friend says, can I have some ice cream? And his friend says, yeah, but only a spoonful.
Oh.
But get this. He pulls out a comically large spoon, right? So the spoonful would be a lot of ice cream. You guys get it?
So I'm very angry because I just Googled him real quick. And I found 2 videos.
A rather large spoon to his friend. The humor in the video stems from the fact that King Bach would like to eat ice cream, but his friend retorts to him saying he can only have 1 spoonful, nothing more.
And I love the fact that there's the 15-second vine or whatever underneath it. But the first thing I saw is this really weird explain the joke thing.
What's the funniest shit I ever seen?
I don't know, dude. The 4th video on this list when I search King Bach ice cream is why King Bach isn't funny. And it's 10 minutes long.
What do you mean?
And that's a lot longer than any of King Bach's videos. So
that spoonful would be like a lot of ice cream.
It would be a lot of ice cream.
That's why it's funny. But also, if I were to like come over and hang out with you, Noah, and I was like, you had like ice cream in the freezer, I'd be like, oh, hey man, can I have some ice cream? And you were to tell me only a spoonful, I would be offended.
Yeah,
like, you should either say, nah, man, it's for a special like event, like I gotta save it, or like, hey, it's it's actually like that's Nina's and she's not here, so nah. Or yes. Like, you don't say only a spoonful. What kind of friend is that?
I feel like that's the kind of friend who, like, they have a soda or say, like, a beer. Oh, wait, this didn't go smoothly. Damn, that was supposed to go a lot more smoothly than it did. Who has, like, a soda or a beer that they're saving for themselves, but then they told their friend, oh, yeah, you can have, or, yeah, just grab something out of the fridge. And they're like, oh, sweet. Can I have this soda? And then you're like, yeah, you can have some of it. And it's like, no, just don't.
Only a spoonful. But he's got a really big spoon.
I think
pretty funny.
One of the other things that I love about that is, like, obviously we as the audience couldn't see that spoon, but his friend saw that spoon and he's like, nah, King Bach about to pull that spoon for some stupid reason. I may as well just tell him that's the only thing he can ever eat.
I mean, it was definitely scripted.
What? I thought that was live.
I don't think it was live, Noah.
What? I thought
I think that's part. No, that's part of the comedy. Is like he's actually like it doesn't
all
seem
comedy's
like
live.
So King Bach is actually like he's really funny. But like the way he does it, like how he gets away with it sometimes is he'll like tell his friend beforehand. He's like, hey man, I've got a really big spoon. Obviously, as you can see, because it's hard to hide. But like, so when I ask you if I can have ice cream, can you just say only a spoonful? That's probably what happened. And that way, like, that's kind of how he played into the joke.
That doesn't sound
know.
right to me. I can't imagine having.
I think that's probably what happened.
Imagine scripting your own comedy. I couldn't do it. You know, like comedy comes from the heart, and scripted comedy comes from, I don't know, your butt or something. It's not good.
That's a good one.
Let's
That was actually a
explain
good
that
one.
episode. Yeah.
What episode? All of them?
Ooh, there you go.
Man's out here acting like we got a script of some sort ever.
We
I was
did.
gonna say we did a script once, and we didn't
didn't.
actually write the script out. It wasn't.
Yeah, we didn't do a script at
scripted
all.
nearly enough. We ended up actually forgetting 3 or 4 key story points that we meant to put
Yeah.
in. There was like 2 interviews that I couldn't, like, I have the audio for sitting in my computer that I couldn't put into the episode because we forgot to freaking lead into them.
Not my problem.
Yeah.
What a mess.
Speaking of
much.
spoons,
Mhm.
guess what I'm making right now?
Is it a spoon?
Yeah, it's a spoon.
Nice.
Look
Why?
at the progress I made on this. This started as just a board. It was just like a scrap board in my garage.
Mhm.
And with only a hand knife, I have carved it down into mostly a spoon. There's a picture in the Discord there.
I love that. Do you have like just a whole little woodworking pouch?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
So how thin are you looking to get that spoon? Are you looking to get it into like a thin enough to be useful spoon, or is it more of a wall hanger for now?
Oh, no, I mean, I can hold it. Like, right now it holds pretty well. I'm going to probably slim the handle down a little bit.
Mhm.
I think the way Noah should have asked that is it a eating spoon or a stirring spoon?
Oh, it's like a cooking spoon.
Yeah. I think that's what he was going for.
That
That's like the
is
size
more
of
what
my
I was going
keyboard.
for, because I'm looking at that and I'm like, that's a big ass spoon. I couldn't eat ice cream with that.
Your spoon is too
maybe just a
big.
spoonful.
Your spoon is too big.
King Batch
Ew,
has
what's
never
that
had
from?
problem.
What's that from? I don't like that. That's bringing back an unhappy memory, and I don't remember what it is.
I don't
Dan, you
remember
got
where
it.
it's from.
One of those, like not edgy, but kind of edgy, like...
that was salad fingers.
No.
My spoons. No, it was. That was salad fingers.
It was
No,
not.
it wasn't.
It was not. He liked
Rusty
liked a
spoons.
spoon, but because that one is the. I think it's by the same guys that do Dumb Ways to Die. I think.
One of those, one of those, like, animated channels that was, like, stick figures, but these ones can bleed type of deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, salad fingers was Rusty Spoons.
Yeah. I think it's the eyes. The eyes summon the same energy. I don't know. There's just something so uncomfortable about this. I don't know why. I hate it. Maybe it's the banana.
I am a banana.
I
I
don't
do
know.
remember that's how that bit ended. God, I hated humor back then. Nothing was funny. Now we've got comic relief spoons courtesy of King Botch.
I don't know what it is, or I don't know what it was about like early internet that just like everyone was just like, randomness is peak funny. But it's just some of it, like I was talking with Jeff about this, like some rage comics, you'll watch them and it's like, okay, that's not great, but like I get it, this is fine, I suppose. And then other ones you're like, why did this ever exist? This is actually like horrible and painful. You know?
Kind of a hater for that one, but okay.
I mean,
I
you
don't know
trying to
if you're
tell me
aware,
that
but
some
Noah
rage
do
comics
be
aren't
hating.
really, really bad?
They're all good.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen a bad rage comic in my life.
Well, I think the cool thing about them, like, you can't, like, some of them were really bad, though, just because it was, like, a clip art format,
Mm-hmm.
which was really cool, though, because it allowed people who had absolutely, like, no artistic inclination or desire to have artistic inclination to let them also, like, be part of the in culture there,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to, like, draw up a comic, you just had to, like, copy paste the clip art from... Actually, there were even, like, websites that let you just make your own there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone could do it, which is why some of them sucked ass, though.
Sometimes people shouldn't do things.
But you'll never know till you try. So you should try.
You can know sometimes. Like, I'm all for trying, but like, I'm pretty confident that like I'm not going to be good at like a lot of physical based sports. I don't need to try to know that.
I mean, that's not really relevant to the example, though.
I
Of,
feel
like,
like it is.
Because you don't necessarily know unless you try, but if you're talking about physical sports, I'm assuming you've tried some of the things that are involved in making them, right? So, like,
But the things
because you've
involved-
tried catching
yeah.
things before, so when you can combine those elements that you already know you're unskilled at.
But the things involved with are not the same thing as the sum of the whole of the parts is not the same as the parts individually.
For some things, it kind of is, though. For like sports, like if you can't catch at all, there's some sports you probably shouldn't play. Even though you might be really good at like running, if you can't catch the ball, you're gonna suck at baseball.
That's fair. I'll take it.
You know, like if your depth perception is off, you're not gonna be able to hit the ball. You're not gonna be able to catch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of how fast you can run the bases, it's just not for you. So you do know because you have tried in a regard. You just haven't tried the whole package, and you're welcome to. Obviously.
I do like trying the whole package.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you gotta say that?
I did. You're gonna cut it out, so it doesn't matter.
I don't know why you act like I am gonna cut that out because
I don't know why you would cut that out.
Not worth my time to cut out.
Whoa.
Same. But it is worth your time to call me on.
Yeah.
Boom. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's all part of the joke. Kind of like the joke when King Bach holds the
there
giant
it is.
spoon.
Nice. You brought it back. I'm proud of you.
You do have a giant spoon though. I don't think we can like ignore that. It's a pretty big spoon.
Yeah, which is funny.
What size spoon is acceptable?
That size.
Only that size.
Spoonful.
You could cook in that spoon.
It depends on how many spoonfuls you can have, you know?
Okay.
That's true.
I'm just like, at what point does a spoon become like no longer acceptably sized? Like, at what point can you be like, you know what, dude, go home. You got too big a spoon.
I don't think there's a limit.
You don't think there's a limit?
I think there's two
If someone came
categories,
over
right?
and struggled to get a spoon in my door, I think that would be some of the funniest.
That
shit.
would be the funniest shit. Funniest
So
shit you've ever
there's,
seen.
there's no limit.
There's like obvious perfect spoons, like King Bach's spoon. That's big. That's great. I love that spoon.
Dummy
That is
thick
pretty
spoon.
big, yeah.
But then if we're talking about spoons that I'm going to use on a regular basis, once it can't fit in my mouth anymore, I think it's too big. Now, I got a big mouth, and I can fit a pretty big spoon in my mouth.
Okay.
So, like...
Okay. So that's a pretty big range there.
Yeah. Like,
How?
I don't know. Anything bigger than, like, my hand, that's too big a spoon for me to, like, work with. I want a spoon that probably can hold... It's like, I don't know.
And I want a girl with a short skirt and a long jacket.
A long spoon.
He's got it.
No, I was gonna say. So, how do you feel about like? I don't know what they're actually called. All I associate them with is with like ramen specifically.
Those like I don't want to say like Chinese buffet spoons.
Are you talking about like I associate it with
those like those kind of weird spoons that like I don't know how to use them properly?
Oh, them some bitches can hold like a lot of liquid.
Yeah,
the can is like I don't like them that much because I don't know how to use them well, and I know that there's got to be a better way to use them than I'm using them. But by golly,
what if there isn't though?
Well,
what if this is all there is?
I think if there's an objectively worse spoon, people wouldn't keep using it.
Well, it's like, it's for sipping, right? Like that's like the point is not to like stuff the whole spoon in your mouth. The point is to like eat off of it. Am I incorrect?
Yeah, you tip the spoon as you sip off of it, so you gotta sip it out of the whole bowl. But I'm a whole bowl sipper. I see someone try and stop me.
If I'm gonna sip, I'm just gonna sip the bowl.
When there's stuff in my bowl, sometimes I don't want to sip it. Sometimes I just want the liquid out of it.
Oh, that's why I take my spoon or a fork. If I'm just gonna do all the sipping from the bowl, I'll eat my ramen with a fork, so I get the noodles easier. And I'll use that thing to keep the noodles away from my face while I take a nice sip.
I will eat everything out of the bowl through sipping. But I also eat like a gargoyle.
I won't do that. But like I'm also not gonna shame you for doing that. If that's live your dream, King.
So what does a gargoyle sip like?
You just kind of like keep pouring until you feel like you're done for a little while, and you put the bowl back down, and then you wait a second, and then you do it again.
Okay.
Sometimes it's a bit loud, usually a bit messy.
Same.
You know what I also have done besides making a spoon? I made something else since the last time we talked.
What else did you make?
Another spoon?
No, a ginger beer.
You made a ginger beer?
Yeah, it's fermenting right now. It's probably I'm gonna probably finish up tonight.
That's sick, dude.
Thank you.
It's really cool.
That is very exciting.
What made you decide to do that?
At the store they had ginger.
Yeah, that's fair. I would do the same thing. Did you so how fresh was the ginger that you used? Did you use like slightly older ginger, or did you make sure it was like, fresh off the teat?
I don't know, ginger from the store.
Okay, fair enough.
Teat ginger.
It was I don't know how to tell how old the ginger is.
as a good friend of mine would say, that ginger titty.
Who would say that?
Dave.
Yeah, you need new friends.
Oh yeah, that does sound like
Dave
a Dave
would
thing.
say that. Yeah. Listen, I know what I'm about, son. Now, I did realize something, you guys.
Yeah.
We somehow let ourselves get 20 minutes into an episode after a missing Jackson week, and still did not say, "Oh hey, welcome back," yada yada yada.
They know what's going on.
It's called protocol. It's called having standards. I'm just
Them
saying.
I don't know.
Some bitches know what's going on.
I think if we had standards, episode 104 is a bad time to try and start implementing them. We tried to
several
keep.
times.
Remember at the beginning of season 2 when we were like, we're gonna intro every episode with, "Hey, welcome back to Off the Air. I'm Noah Dan Jackson," and then we didn't.
And season 3, remember when we said
often.
we're declaring war on Suzuki Joe?
That is
do
a season 3 arc. We did decide that, didn't we?
He's going down.
So I've been like vaguely related to this in the sense that it's talking about the podcast in a metaphor or in like a meta sense, you know. I had this realization. And by realization, I just mean that I am very, very tired today. And I had this thought on the way home. We are a grassroots podcast because we're not on Spotify.
Yeah, dude, getting your podcast on Spotify is a bitch and a half, though.
Well, that's the thing. It's so much easier than it used to be now. You can use free
really?
podcast hosting sites to get it up there.
Sweet.
The only reason I haven't done it is because some of these sites are a little jank and I don't trust them because
Fair.
the last website that I definitively knew could get you on Spotify like easily, the entire website like died. It is no longer in existence.
Huh.
Some podcasts I follow lost their entire like not discography, but you know their
backlog.
There it is. They lost their entire backlog online. Luckily, they had hard copy, you know, like on their side, but they lost their entire podcast.
That is actually pretty horrifying. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Right? It's one of those things that's like, you know, building the Squarespace website that I still need to do work on, so it's not just a hosting thing, and maybe it has other things that are actually interesting on it. Might not be the easiest or most practical way to do this, but I at least know Squarespace isn't going anywhere anytime soon. On that note, Squarespace, if you wanna, you know, hit us up for a sweet
Build a free website with Wix.
We'll spit on Wix and I'll sing your praises. Hit me up on not Instagram. I don't know why I said that. On Twitter. Hit me up on Twitter.
Is Squarespace not one of those sites that you can just like much like Audible where you can just do plugs for? That's weird.
No, successful people get plugged by Squarespace. Everyone gets plugged by Audible.
Fair enough.
Do you think we should make a patron tier where I ship people wooden spoons that I make?
We would
That's
actually have
such
to, you know, have
good idea.
stuff on the Patreon before we do that.
That would be a thing. Would be
That's
Jackson mailing you a wooden spoon.
Yeah, that's the
Can we
stuff.
just make that every tier?
No. It takes so long. It hurts my hands. And my carpal tunnel is real bad. But it's pretty fun.
Speaking of hand issues, I got me some compression gloves a couple weeks back. Because I have been having hand issues because I sit at my computer all day for work and then sit at my computer all day for relaxation purposes. So I'm just at my computer. And I'll be honest, I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it actually like is changing. I don't know how much of it is like I think it's my hands feel better when I wear them, and how much of it is like I don't know. I kind of bought them not really on a whim, but on a oh man, I hear that this works for people, and then I did it, and now
it depends on what the issue is, though.
That's kind of what I've been told is that like it's very situational.
Because like I need to get like braces for my wrists that'll just like keep them in place. Because for me, it's just actually carpal tunnel. Like if my wrists just get fucked up if I do too much with them.
Mine is less the wrists and more the space between my knuckles gets fucked up.
Yeah, that
like the muscular structure on the back of my hand gets all messed up.
Really?
Oh.
And my fingers get swollen. Well, my fingers get sore, not swollen, but sore.
That's mine are kind of like that right now, but that's from
carpal tunnel.
Yeah. Well, no, that's a separate. That's just like me working my hand muscles more than usual.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do about it yet because I suspect it is a precursor to a much longer term, like, hey, this is going to ruin my day in the future at some point and mean that my hands are practically unusable. But also, like, I don't know what else I can really do besides just putting on the gloves. You know?
Well, I mean, I can run you through a little quick diagnostic. I mean, like, do you ever feel like a plastic bag? Got him! Woo! Drifting through the wind.
Fantastic. Oh, that was good.
I was going to help.
I thought you were going to help too. You guys too.
I was momentarily excited, like, damn, what is this a hidden font of Jackson knowledge? Maybe I can get this definitely not medical professional to diagnose me.
See, so I've actually also been considering getting those gloves, and hearing you say nice things about them, I'm just like,
He didn't say anything nice, really.
I just don't know if they work. I like the way they feel wearing them, and they're fingerless because of course they are.
Of course they are.
And so I do feel vaguely like
cool.
Vaguely cool. Even though objectively they're not cool. They're not cool.
Fingerless gloves are not cool.
Fingerless gloves are fine. What do you mean they're not cool?
Fingerless gloves are not cool.
Yeah, they
Fingerless
are.
gloves are not cool, dude.
You can't tell me they're not cool. I've decided they're cool.
I can and I did.
I can and I do.
Damn, you did that to me, didn't you?
But
Noah, Dan and I agree on this.
But I think they can be under very specific circumstances, but generally they're very much
disagree.
Not. I think they're
so
very,
Dan
very
agrees with me, is what I'm hearing, because my circumstance is
cool.
really specific.
Jackson said they're not cool. I said most of the time they're not cool.
But he also said, Dan, I think you're missing the part where you said specifically sometimes they could be, and the times I'm doing
I would
it,
like to
they
take
are.
that back. I would like to take that back.
Because the cool thing about gloves is I'm like, that guy is not leaving any fingerprints. Fingerless gloves, I'm like, that guy is leaving fingerprints.
That guy's got cold fingers, but still wants to play on his phone.
I'm not gonna lie. That's why I got mine. That's why I cut my knit gloves up.
Yeah,
I had to make fingerless gloves, and they look so bad.
You can buy a ton of gloves these days that just are like $1 more than regular gloves, and all 5 fingers have a little touch screen.
Those things are so janky.
True, but they're also like it's hard to type on my computer with those. Mm-hmm. And during the winter, my apartment was somewhere in the area of 60 degrees, especially next to my window, where it was probably closer to like 55 or something. So like, I got fingerless gloves so I could continue to game like a real gamer.
I do. It does make me feel like a hacker. I do feel very hacksy.
There you go. I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know. I just don't know if they're actually like doing anything is kind of where I'm at with them.
I mean, Nina has them and my sister does as well. And they have also said good things.
Your sister's actually the one that when I was considering it the first time, I reached out to her and I was like, hey, talk to me. And
she was like, they're so good. Right?
Yeah, that does something. That's usually how your sister talks. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I've never known your sister to sound like anything less than that.
Yeah, I'm always like, hey, how you doing? She's like, whoa. I'm like, oh, sick. Good to hear. Glad to hear it.
Happy for you.
Mm-hmm.
No, what's your impression of Jeff sound like?
I don't think I need to give you an impression of Jeff. I'm gonna go lift weights. My apartment was filling with raw sewage.
Man, I felt so bad for Jeff. I don't even want to make fun of him.
Dude, no, it freaking blows. So Jeff's apartment is at the end. Like his apartment is the last in the line when it comes to the building's sewer. So if a problem happens, his apartment has issues first. And on what day was it? Saturday? Friday? Saturday or Friday? I don't remember which one. I don't pay attention to these things. He was stuck in his apartment for 5 hours waiting for people to come, the plumbers and the building maintenance to come and just fix it. And what was he doing? He'd had a bucket and his bathtub was filling up with the shitwater bathtub is, I believe, one of the phrases he said. And he had to fill the bucket and dump it out his back door and fill a bucket from the toilet and dump it into the tub to keep the toilet from overflowing while he was also trying to keep the tub from overflowing. What a mess. And he said he could see every time someone in the building used the bathroom. And I don't like that.
It. No, I have never felt more bad than I did hearing that story.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big same. Because
it's just gross.
It sounds pretty stinky. That's my take
from
on
what
it.
he said, it was very stinky. He said that while it was all liquid, it was the stink.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, liquid can smell terrible.
Well, yes, but
Honestly,
I think
liquid smells worse. Personal
Yeah,
opinion.
I think that it would be worse to have chunks, though, in this context.
I think it would be
that's because you're a
emotionally
texture
worse
guy.
to have chunks, but the liquid smell, like, that just stays, and it's harder to find
That's
where
true.
you spilled.
That's true. I cannot even begin to
I
disagree
still
with
stand by my
That's very
take
true.
that you wouldn't like the chunks more because you're a texture guy.
Gross.
Thank you.
I hate you. And I hate this.
But no,
Jackson-
my dad's worked in like water treatment for like my whole life, so I have a
You've got it's an acquired smell.
no, not really, but because like sometimes I mean he was never like
Jeez.
he was like septic water treatment, so he wasn't actually like in the poo water. He was just hitting the buttons that made the poo water not poo water anymore.
Ew.
Well, we know that's actually not ew.
No,
Yeah,
I just
water
you
treatment
get-
is very cool.
I know. I just
because you
hate
get rid of
thinking
the
about
poo
poo
water.
water. It's just like, ew.
But someone's got to get rid of the poo water.
Someone does, and it will never be me.
So that's the Jackson deep lore for you. That's my dad has done that in the past. He doesn't currently. He's like right now, like my parents live in the Pittsburgh area, and he's supervising the creation of a municipal water treatment facility.
That's
So,
super cool.
That is
not
cool.
actually making or dealing with poo water, just because my dad's pretty old. Just kind of watching people make poo water buildings.
That
But just
I'm not gonna
making the
lie to you.
building.
That doesn't sound better.
There's nothing in them though.
Yeah, nothing in them is distinctly better than something in them.
Yeah.
And also like it doesn't smell like. Even
But
if
it's
you're,
just
like,
the
out, like,
phrase "making poo water buildings" makes me
It
pretty
does sound
unhappy.
funny. Well, because like I mean, even when you're like at like the treatment facilities, which I've been at a lot, they don't smell.
No.
It's like that's the whole point of them.
I don't. They smell bad when you're driving past, though. Like some of them smell pretty rank.
That's just the one in Erie.
Really? So
No,
you're saying
I know the one you're
in
talking about
Erie-
too. Yeah, no, that one does smell
that
pretty
just
rank.
smells
The one
bad.
that used to have a doctor's
Yeah.
office across from it.
Mm-hmm. That
Yeah.
one smells bad.
You know how
Most
I
of
know
them
it used to
don't
have a
smell
doctor's
bad.
office across from it, you guys?
I didn't realize that
Is
there
it
was
'cause of
one
your
there,
doctor?
but that's horrific.
Yeah, oh, it was a nightmare.
Yeah, because like, yeah, my dad's worked at like several of them, and they never like. I mean, sometimes there'll be like a smell of like water treatment chemicals, but the one in Erie for whatever reason just smells like poop.
Well, at least I understand that part now because I've always wondered why it is that one just
That's
it smells
yeah, that's
so
not good.
bad.
yeah, it does. Maybe they're just the way they store it's different, or I don't think they'd be doing something wrong because it's been like that for 20 years.
No, I think they might be doing something wrong.
If your water wasn't getting treated for 20 years, you would know.
I'm not saying that they're not treating it. I'm just saying
I mean,
that they might not be
although I
doing it
guess
right.
They could just be like throwing it into the lake too. I mean, you never know. It's a big lake.
I'm not gonna lie. That sounds concerningly possible.
I don't think so though.
I'd
loud
like to
is my
sit here
wood
and tell
carving?
you that I don't think that they would do that, but
I don't think they would. It'd be really hard to get away with. The EPA would eat their ass.
maybe they're into that.
Yeah, I mean they may be into it, but that doesn't mean they would stop doing it after that happened.
Fair.
Because the EPA keeps a really tight watch on the lake.
Interesting. Is Lake Erie a like?
A hazard zone? Yeah, probably.
I mean,
Well,
well, yeah,
it's one of the largest lakes. It's literally the largest lake system in the world.
that's true. That's true.
So like the Environmental Protection Agency actually likes to keep it relatively clean.
Imagine caring.
And it genuinely is. I mean, compared to what it used to be like. A lot less freighters going down it these days, and most of the big industrial plants don't actually dump into the lake anymore.
Which is
Comforting.
fantastic. It makes me happy when people actually like start caring about the environment when they used to very much not. Because it's just like,
That's
oh,
nice.
check it out. Someone actually stopped actively polluting.
I didn't know that was a thing people
No,
could do.
they didn't do it because they cared. They did it because it became illegal.
Oh yeah, I know, but like it still brings up the same like feel good feeling of oh they stopped. They did a good thing.
No, because if you're doing something because somebody else made you do it, you really didn't want to do it. Like it
Well,
wasn't.
let me
you that's doing
rephrase
it in
this.
the
If I
first
don't
place.
already have negative feelings toward the business, it
There we
brings the
go.
same. It brings the same feeling to mind.
There we go. Now we're good. We're all on the same page now.
If I learned that
fuck
like
you, Nestle.
yeah, I was about to say if I learned that Coca-Cola finally stopped like dumping massive pollution into the world, then I wouldn't be like, yay, they finally care. I'd be like, yeah, that's base human decency.
By the
Coke.
time you fucking stop, assholes.
Yeah.
Got more union leaders to kill?
Yeah,
Probably.
pretty much.
2006, look it up, Columbia.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty confident that that's a thing. That sounds vaguely familiar.
No,
Yeah.
Jackson was talking about, you might not have been here on the podcast, but it's like a very like blatantly documented event that like
Fun. We've all
happened.
just moved on from.
I don't think we moved on.
Crazy.
I think it's just the fact that they're like one of the only soft drink places that everyone's just like, well, I mean, what do you expect me to do? Not drink Coca-Cola?
Make your own ginger beer, assholes.
That sounds like work.
It's honestly, it's
really
not
isn't.
though. I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
say,
just kinda-
last I checked, to make ginger beer, literally all you have to do is like put it in water
Yeah,
and just let it sit.
with sugar. Yeah, I just put like.
I mean, to be
put
fair,
some
that's how a lot of
ginger
like a lot of booze is really easy to make. You just throw shit together.
That's not really. I mean, I guess it technically has alcohol in it, but it's a soft drink, really.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I've ever had it, which is why I'm like sitting here.
Oh
Like,
no, it's like almost no alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Do you enjoy ginger
It's like
ale?
kombucha.
Generally, yeah.
Ginger beer is just godly, and I would heavily recommend you check it out if you get the chance to.
Duly
It's just
noted.
like ginger ale is usually like carbonated water and
Sugar.
ginger flavoring. Ginger beer is usually just like naturally fermented. Kind of like it's got like how kombucha is naturally fermented, like or naturally carbonated. Ginger beer is also like it's just literally ginger that has been fermented. So it's got like it's sweet because of the sugar that doesn't all get eaten, and then it's also gingery because of the ginger.
Yeah,
And it's
enough.
a little bit fizzy because of the beer part.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's also like kombucha, only like 0.5% alcohol.
Fair enough.
It's very good. I would recommend getting the Goya ginger beer because it will burn the hair right off your nose if you're looking to just try some instead of buy it. But if you don't want a soda that will burn the hair off your nose, then anyone else's ginger beer will be fine, I suppose.
And if you just want to try a ginger soda, Werner's is really good. Worth trying. Not quite the same as ginger beer, but it's like a stronger ginger flavor, so it's a nice little baby step if you're not ready for ginger beer.
Baby's first ginger beer.
Yeah, Werner's is really good.
You've talked about that before, haven't you?
Yeah, have you never tried it?
I don't think I
You
have.
would definitely like it. It's just like ginger ale if ginger ale wanted to put some hair on your chest, but not quite ginger beer.
Chest
Made in
hair
Michigan.
ginger ale, my favorite.
Michigan. I don't know if it's independent or if it's owned by a big soft drink company, but I don't know.
Statistically, it's probably owned by something else.
I don't know. There's a lot of bigger names than you'd expect independent sodas out there.
Maine Root. Maine Root's really good. It's like started as a root beer company. They make all sorts of stuff though.
I am not familiar with them, but I will take your word for it.
Where I used to work in Austin at Kirby Lane, they use Maine Root sodas for the that was that hotness.
Nice. I'm gonna
It
look
was.
them up.
Well, you know.
Maine.
It's just like a cane sugar cola that's like independently owned.
Maine root soda.
Maine spelled
Oh, Maine,
I-
like
like
the
the
state.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
am
that's what it's
upset that both of the Rocket Fizzes in Philadelphia shut down.
I heard Dave mention that like offhandedly, and that made me real sad.
Dude,
I don't know what that means.
it
It was
was
a craft soda store, but
Yeah.
they had like
Oh, that's fun.
all kinds of sodas. They had
they
a
made a-
gigantic Fago selection, like
They
an
have a gigantic
obscene
spoon.
Fago selection.
They had the biggest spoon you've ever seen.
No, and they're shut down.
Yeah, man, they're gone. That spoon also gone.
I heard that
Honestly,
they just
we
threw
need
it
to-
away too.
Society needs to change. Society is broken.
Well, yes.
Until people start respecting spoons, I don't think we can open up society again.
Like
TBH.
clearly, no one understood like comedy because if they got what was funny, they would have went to the place with a big spoon because
They got
then
big
they could get just a
spoon.
spoonful of something.
Yeah, but no.
Like if you think this is fucked up.
Like
If you cry every Tim.
You guys, I am so beat. It has been such a long couple of weeks. You know?
I feel it.
I don't know why. When you said I'm so beat, I wanted to just say my meat be like. I don't even know why. I thought comedy is dead, and I'm here beating it to death with a wooden spoon.
I hate it, and I hate you, and I hate everything you stand for.
Thank you.
I was about to say it's a little mean, but okay.
I've worked a long time to make sure nothing about me is desirable.
How'd that work out for you?
Well, you just told me it paid off pretty well.
Fair
so.
enough. You know what? Don't have a better argument than that.
I know. See, that was unlikable how I said that right there.
Mm-hmm.
All
Damn, dude, you got it.
You guys like, we talked about roller coasters before on the podcast. You guys roller coaster boys?
I think I have, and I distinctly am not. I can't do it. Oh, well, let me rephrase that. Have I told the Space Mountain story before? I feel like I have.
I don't know that you have.
Did you get stuck on Space Mountain?
I definitely have told it. I don't know if I've told it on air. I'll tell it again. It's fine.
Shut off here.
Flashback to I had to be no more than 8. I was 8 years old. And my family, my grandparents, one set of them, lived in Florida, relatively but not super close to Disney. So when we would go down to visit those grandparents, we would also go to Florida or go to the.
Yeah, they're like an Ocala, not Orlando type of deal.
I was a child. I have no clue, and they ended up moving to Texas. So who knows?
Yeah.
He and also Ha. But so I've been to Disney twice in my life. Once I was too young to apparently remember. And the other, my siblings were too young to remember.
What if you'd only actually been to Disney once, but the first time everyone just kind of like started lying to you about it? Like, yeah, you went, totally.
Yeah. I wish I was
the long con.
The weirdest long con. So
I'm gonna start doing that. Like when I have kids, that's what I'm gonna do to my kids. I'm just gonna tell them that we've been on vacation. They're like, oh, you don't remember it.
We've been on vacation for 30 years.
Because I feel like telling a 5-year-old that they went on vacation and forgot about it is just as useful as taking a 1-year-old on vacation.
Yeah, I mean, except
there's
the 1-year-old.
There's the obvious issue of like lying, but also I get where you're coming from.
Well, I
would rather lie to the 1-year-old about having been like, oh yeah, back when you were 1, we took you on vacation.
How much fun could a 1-year-old possibly have?
None.
Guys, I think you're missing the
fact.
important thing here. Which is that when you take a 1-year-old on vacation, you're not taking a 1-year-old on vacation. You're going on vacation, and you have to drag along your 1-year-old.
Exactly.
So it doesn't. Why would they bother lying about it? Because it's
like my niece is 1.5, and we had a good time when I just taught her to throw rocks at my sister.
That is pretty good.
It was pretty sick.
That does sound pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it was sick as hell.
But so yeah, I'm a child. I remember 2 rides from my trip to Disney. I remember the old Buzz Lightyear ride because my mom kicked my ass and bragged about it. Because it was one of those like you ride along in the little cart and then you shoot you shoot little lasers or whatever. Cool, fun.
I've been to Disney. I've been there.
I think that one's gone actually now.
Is it really?
The other thing I remember going on was Space Mountain, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, what's that building?" Because Space Mountain just looks like a mountain from the outside. And I was like, "Dad, what's that
space
building?"
on the inside?
And then he's like, "Oh, you don't want to go on that." And me being a little kid was like, "Well, I mean, maybe I do. Maybe I want to go with you, Dad." So my dad's like, "I want to go on Space Mountain." And I don't necessarily care if the kid's here, but I want to go. I'm going to go on Space Mountain. My dad likes roller coasters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we go and...
Sounds like it from the fact that City.
Have either of you ever been on Space Mountain?
Nope.
Yep.
So you remember, Jackson, how long that line is and how it kind of just... You're in this long kind of industrial space-y hallway with like the music playing or whatever. And
yep, it's got little games now.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, all like the long lines of Disney, and I mean, the last time I went was probably like 5 years.
I mean, that's more recently than me.
They started putting like little like multiplayer like arcade games almost, and like there's trivia games on some of them you can play on your phone, which was like a neat little idea to help make the lines go by faster, but also like stop being terrible for the planet Disney.
Mm-hmm. That's not a bad idea.
Thank you.
So I'm halfway through this line, and I start getting a little freaked out. I start thinking to myself, man, I don't maybe want this because I'm a little freaked out now. I have sat here. I've been listening to the little announcer voice. I've been listening to the kind of like 2001: A Space Odyssey level music. Dad, I changed my mind. I don't want to go. And I am then the rest of the line saying no. I don't think I want to do this.
And your dad, being an adult who's waited 50 minutes to do something, is kind of like, you said you wanted to. I said you didn't want to.
And now
said you wanted to.
Exactly. And also he's like, no, it's not going to be that bad. It's not going to be that bad. I promise. Listen,
yeah, I mean,
it's not going to be that bad.
Like
is this the smash cut to where it is that bad?
Smash cut. My tiny baby ass was weeping coming out of that thing. I remember it being the worst, the unironic worst. It is because of that. I have not ridden a roller coaster in 10 years because I am genuinely, even now, the idea of going on a roller coaster sounds awful. I don't want to do it. That said,
would you be open to?
I was gonna say, now that I have passed now that I'm a grown ass adult, I have been able to start processing that. Hey, maybe you were just a kid who was not by any means tricked, but told that a thing wasn't going to be that bad and I had to do it anyway, and maybe there's more going on here than you hate roller coasters. Because I've never had a problem with like the drops. That's not the problem. I go on all the gigantic, drop yourself from 1,000 feet or whatever the hell. So that's not a problem. I don't really have a problem with the being whipped around a little bit, but specifically roller coasters, I've always been freaked out by. And obviously I don't get a chance to now be like, oh, I can do this. Like obviously with everything going on, I don't have that option. But
2020 is not the year for it.
Yeah, 2020 is distinctly not the year. But I think that I'm probably ready to go on roller coasters again. I just haven't been on one in, I don't know. I could not tell you how long it's been. I think it's literally been like 10, 15 years.
No, are you a roller coasters guy?
I do. When I get to ride them, I do enjoy a good roller coaster.
Me too. I fucking love roller coasters.
I'm more partial to steel ones because the only time I went on a wooden coaster, well, no, not the only time. Last time I went on a wooden coaster, I had a loose tooth. And it was like, it was one of those.
That bitch probably flew out.
I think it was an incisor because it was one that got bumped constantly. And it was such a rough ride. I left that thing in freaking pain.
Yeah, because like steel coasters are like, whoosh,
they're just so smooth.
Like,
and I do love a good wooden coaster, right? Like the clickety clackety clack is like fun. And the fact that it doesn't fly, the fact that it's like, a slower good time is just a good time. But also a steel coaster, you just like ride the greased lightning and you spin in circles and you go upside down and it's just like, hey, I hate you. And then it launches you into space and it's like, yeah, that's right. This is what I'm here for.
I don't know. No, I don't.
Yeah, I like them. I just like G-Force feels nice.
Yeah.
G-Force is cool. It's why I've always enjoyed
feels nice.
I've always enjoyed the spinny rides. I've always enjoyed the droppy rides. I just never was able to combine the two together into a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
I blame my family, as with everything else in my life that's wrong. Nothing could ever be my fault because it's busy being other people's fault, as we all know.
That is how life works. As a doctor, you can trust me.
Well, there we go.
Like a lie.
Dude, you can trust him. He's a doctor.
Yeah, why would I lie? If you can trust me, why would I lie?
Doctors lie about all sorts of things.
Yeah,
like
me
masks.
being repressed and having problems. Whatever.
Yeah, sounds fake, first of all.
Yeah. What are you, like a doctor? Oh, shit.
Oh, damn it. How dare you go to school for things like a nerd. Imagine going to school for something and then telling other people how to do things.
Hate it.
Yeah, Sam, this is specifically a call out for friend of the show, Sam, who is actively going to school right now. I think she started this week.
I think Sam is an enemy of the show.
Sam is a little bit of an Sam is an enemy of you and I, but not necessarily an enemy of the show.
Enemies.
Yeah, I don't know. Sam does a really good job of like fact checking us on things where we just kind of when we sit there for 10 minutes and say, yeah, I don't know if this is true or not, and then we talk about our hard opinions on the matter, and then we're like, and then we bookend it with, but you never know. Yeah, and then she'll pop in and be like, you're wrong. Usually it's a medical thing.
She'll pop in and be like, actually, we distinctly do know, and the fact that you haven't gotten to that point is frankly upsetting.
Yeah, no, anything I've ever mentioned about medical things is completely me just being jokey. I've never claimed to have any medical knowledge or be a doctor on the show.
Except for today, where you distinctly said you can trust me, I'm a doctor.
He's too good. What's next? He's gonna know about the big spoon joke? This guy's a comedy genius. Sorry, that was kind of...
That was distinctly uncalled for. I'm like, damn, dude. I was just going off about it. Ha ha, funny joke. And you did funny, Jackson. And then you're like, hey, this guy, he's a fucking fool.
I don't know, I'm a huge fan looking back on stuff like that and being like, yes.
What's next? One spoonful? That's a good joke.
I don't want to play anymore. I want to take my ball and go home.
There's a roller coaster joke to be made there, but I'm not going to do it.
Like the roller coaster emotions?
No, it's just a Space Mountain joke.
Oh.
Space Mountain.
What is specific call out, but also...
Well, because like you said, you didn't want to play anymore, and and then we just told the story, and humor is cyclical in the nature that we just cycle back on things we've done before.
Yeah, that's fair. That tracks. I see no problem here.
I think that one of the other funniest jokes is putting a feather in your hat and calling it macaroni.
Is that a joke though?
Yeah. Huh. It's funny as hell. So actually, the original part, well, I don't know why I know this, but like the original thing is like back when the song was actually written, like Yankee Doodle, macaroni was like a term used to describe something that was like high fashion.
Yeah, it was a high fashion thing.
Yeah, so you put a feather in your hat and you're like, hey boys,
Look at me
that
now.
would be like the equivalent of me like putting like the Gucci symbol on a pair of like Walmart flip-flops and be like, hey guys, check out these Gucci's.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I would
Not as
respect
good
you
as the
more if
Big
you did
Spoon.
that.
Thank you.
Brand followings are weird, and I've never understood them.
I don't know. I get it from time to time. And then I remember real quick that I don't like brands. And then we move on.
Your brands.
Well, I mean, I guess that's fake. I do like some brands. I'm a huge fan of whatever shirt company I buy through, but that's about it.
But he's not going to say the name because he's not a sellout.
I just don't remember.
Oh, okay.
If I would have to take the shirt off to find the label, and I just don't feel like that.
Is it Gucci?
Take it off. Take it off.
Nah, it's too much work.
Damn it, no.
No, do you think there's
Duluth.
a world in which you would buy like all designer clothing if you were really rich?
Yeah, probably. But you know what type of designer clothing it would be? It would be like really like bad designer clothing.
Oh.
You know, it would be like Kanye's nasty stretched out t-shirts. It would be
Come
like
on,
that
man.
realm of designer clothing.
Those are good.
I'm just saying I wouldn't be out here buying like fitted like Gucci or anything like that. It would be like, I want to look like a hobo but pay $8,000 for it. Boom. Except like that, I know
Would you
that world
match
has
the
to
fit
exist
with
somewhere.
the chunky Filas or the Yeezys?
Which ones? I'm sorry.
Would you match it with the chunky Filas or would you match it with the Yeezys?
I do love Yeezys. That's like unironically me right now loves Yeezys. I love some of those designs.
I think for a shoe they look good. I mean, obviously I'm not buying them or like supporting large, yeah, blah blah blah. Jackson communist character. Okay, now that we've gotten past that, they look good as shoes.
I honestly don't know that I could.
They're a pretty
recognize
snazzy shoe.
Yeezys out of a lineup. Like I don't know that I could tell you what a Yeezy looks like.
Some of them look real
fits,
bad.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, but some of them,
Yeah,
real good.
they're a nice little sauce to a fit. My friend Sam used to have like 3 pairs of them, and he was always flexing about it.
I don't even know that I'm sure I've seen a pair. I don't know that I'm trying to like rack my brain to see if there's any moment that I can be like, yes, this was what it was. Weird.
How much should the patron tier be for me to give people a wooden spoon?
Do they have to pay shipping?
No.
Yeah, probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Does $15 seem like an inappropriate amount of money for the
I
labor
guess
you
it
put
doesn't
in?
quite work, right? Because I'm not gonna send them a spoon every month. No one's gonna need a spoon every month, and even if they did, like we'd have to lock the tier at like 3 because I'm not gonna make like
More than
10 spoons a month.
Spoon crate.
He's right.
We're gonna call it Spoon Crate. We're gonna ship quality spoons right to your door.
maybe we should just have the
Dollar
spoons be
Spoon
like
Club.
our first off the air merch.
Why didn't we not have merch yet?
I feel
We've
like
been
it's
over
just
this.
it's a
No
lack
one
of
hates
demand.
us.
I think that's mostly it.
That's fair.
But we do have some designs. Like we just do something with the logo. I'd love to get stickers. And Edge made that shirt for us that just says "Movies Suck."
I
which,
still want that shirt. I unironically still want that shirt. And I know that I hate myself.
I've given my thoughts on merch before on anything. I think most content merch is bad in my opinion, and I don't want to wear an in-joke on my shirt. But that's also me. I literally wear like my shirts I wear to work, so like my work shirts. I have 2 Mountain Goats t-shirts that I alternate, and I have 2 t-shirts that I bought from like a fair trade, organically sustainable made cotton clothing company.
That's cool.
Those are like literally the only clothing options that I have available to me, that and jeans and a jean jacket. So I don't know that I'm the best person to talk on the value of merch, but I don't know. I just don't like graphic t-shirts is the thing.
No, I generally avoid them as well. But I also layer my clothing, so like it doesn't make sense to me to wear anything with stuff on it because it's going to be underneath another thing.
Pins and buttons.
Yep.
I'll show you a pin and a button.
Oh.
I mean, if it's an off-the-air one that's going to be available as merch, sure.
Why
Want
not?
to do like a demo?
Go to my off-the-air demo reel. I don't like the idea of having an off-the-air demo reel.
I don't know what that means. I'm not going
I
to lie
don't
to
either.
you.
That's why I'm upset about
You
it.
guys, you better start believing in off-the-air demo reels, kids. You're in one.
Damn.
It was a Better Start Believing in Ghost Stories reference from Pirates of the Caribbean, but instead it was off-the-air demo reels. So basically, that would be really funny if instead of saying that, Captain Barbosa said, "You better start believing in comically large spoons, son. I've got one." And then he pulled one out and had just a spoonful of rum.
Oh, there it is. Just a spoonful.
Yeah. That'd be a pretty good one. Audience.
Jackson, you're
scale
right.
1 to 10. How much do you want me to never reference the big spoon again?
No, you know what, Jackson? You're right. I'm thinking about it. And I feel like I think I was wrong on this. I think you've always been right on these sorts of things. The spoon joke is very good, and I am very sorry.
I know.
Okay, cool. Glad we got that out of the way.
I'm gonna be honest, Dan.
That you accept my apology.
That was real bad.
Yeah, dude.
Bo is not going to be happy with his shout out.
I'm sorry, dude. Listen. How am I supposed to make that organic? Fuck you.
I gave you 3 different times, I think, to make it organic. Oh, I guess I only messaged you once. So Bo's shout out this week. He just wanted Dan to apologize to Jackson.
By the way, does that mean we're on the end of episode stuff?
Area of, I guess.
Okay, cool. Also, I will say, the longer that spoon joke goes on, the more I do actually appreciate it. It was the shout out, but it also was genuine.
I love the spoon joke. I think it is very funny.
I told you guys it's the best joke of all time, so of course you like it.
At first, I was just like, yeah, I mean, it's a big spoon. And then we kept calling back to the big spoon. And now...
It's a comically large
comedy
spoon.
is repetition, as somebody once said.
There it is.
What was that?
What?
What was that?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
I think he said that you're a creature of repetition, just like the spoon said.
Can you get that one more time?
Yes, you see, he's doing the bit. It's a good bit.
He's got it.
See, I was playing telephone.
No, don't play telephone anymore. You're bad at it, apparently.
No, I think you're bad at telephone too.
No, I just think you're bad in general.
This is a really
Michael
weird ganging up on me out of nowhere.
Yeah, but it's very funny.
You know what? Dan and I have put aside our differences.
Listen, Jackson and I are friends now.
You and your fingerless gloves can get out of here.
Yep.
All right. Well,
all Jackson and I, all Jacksons and Daniels these days are the same. All they care about is spoons and lies.
Big
Dan
spoons,
and I were like, "Hey man,
not just spoons."
Can we be sassy to Noah?" And I was like, "Yeah, Dan, we can be sassy to Noah, but only a spoonful."
There it was, and there it is.
And then he pulled out.
There it is.
The comically large spoon.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Giblet. Did you get that one?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
The spoon was really big. So when we were being sassy to Noah, it was actually a lot of sass.
He got it.
I feel like you're not getting this.
I think he got it.
He's not even looking at
He's pretty clever. Yeah, he's like, I don't even need to look at you to know that to have you know that I know that I got it.
No, okay. As long as he gets it.
I think he gets it, dude. I think he has your back. I think he just quietly has your back. He doesn't seem like the kind to be like out in front of everyone and be like, yeah, I got you, fam. You know?
Giblet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He seems more of a cat in the shadows sort of person.
So, now that this bit's over, audience, let me know. Do you want to see more Giant Spoon talk next week? It's not really up to you, unfortunately, because I abide by, the rule of cool.
Is it cool because you say it is?
One way to find out.
Well, there we go. All right. Well, I know Jackson doesn't want to plug his social media because did you change your mind?
No, I don't, but I just wanted to know why.
I mean, I'm just going by tradition.
No, the traditionalist, I see.
So, by tradition, Jackson doesn't want to plug any socials. Dan, do you want to plug any socials?
Twitch, Twitter.
That's
usual.
Yeah, you're gonna plug them, or you're just gonna say you want to?
I'm just gonna say I want to.
That's fine.
Okay.
Part of putting aside our differences, Jackson, is I'm trying to be more like you. Oh,
that sucks. Don't do that. It's terrible.
This seems like
really bad.
This seems like a mistake to me, but
I live every day in agony.
I mean, yeah, same.
This is a formal cry for help.
I'll just plug my stuff then. Bubba the Bad, BUBBADABAD. I don't want to be like Jackson and Dan because they don't sound like very happy people. So I'll plug my socials.
This is a formal cry for help. Noah, you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at BUBBABAD. I'm kidding. It's all a joke. It's all jokes. It's not as funny as a comically large spoon, but it can't always be as funny as the comically large spoon.
No, that was
sometimes
a good
the jokes hurt.
No, that was good, dude. That was very good.
Just a spoonful of anxiety.
It wasn't a joke. That's what happened. I was just describing what took place.
You can find the podcast at facebook.com/OTA podcast. twitter.com at @theofftheair, and patreon.com/offtheair. If you want to make us say things like what Bo made Dan say, then you can go there and do that. You can also get bonus content. All the bonus content that we have is there. Dan has 3 episodes of bonus content that either he's going to send to me or he's going to finish, and that'll be up there eventually. And
look at the call out.
I keep forgetting to say it in person, and this was objectively the worst way to do it, but also
No, you're gonna hold him to a standard.
it popped into my head, and I'm like, oh shoot, I do need to make Dan send me that stuff. So here we
It's
are.
a Dan that exists. Get to it.
Huh? I zoned out for 30 seconds.
What a time to zone out, man.
Really? You got a public call out by Noah.
It's
Yeah.
fine. I'm not
I
surprised.
said that there's soon to be 3 episodes of bonus content hitting Patreon, or at the very least, you're gonna send it to me, and I'll handle it
That's
Yeah, Noah literally just called you out publicly.
I mean, no, that's
on my
a fair call out,
twitter.com,
dude.
no less.
Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and make excuses. I'm just gonna tell you that life is hard. You know.
It's a call out
I
post
thought
on
you said
twitter.com.
And I was very confused.
Well, I mean that too.
Oh.
You know.
Anyway,
Wife bad.
That's a
that
good
is
joke,
what they
actually.
say.
That's a really funny one.
Fiance good. Wife bad. It is known.
So yeah,
There's no.
shoot us a review on Apple Podcasts. That's about all I got.
You don't have
Once
to.
again, it is too hot for me to think straight. There's no other patron shout outs right now because I forgot to reach out to everyone because it didn't register that it was August yet, which is
Oh my
really
God.
stupid.
Why is it
I don't know.
August? Whose idea
I
was
don't know.
this?
I'm
I would
not
like to
happy,
file a
Time
formal
passes and love
complaint.
fades.
but here we are.
No, who do
Yeah, I
we
tried to make a formal lodging earlier, and Noah just spoke about his Twitter.
who do we complain to?
Me. I'll take
Jackson.
your complaint.
Jackson
Why do I feel
is
like
off
complaining to
the air's
Jackson is
HR.
gonna-
What do you got for me?
A lot of things.
All right, go ahead.
Nah, we'll talk about it off the air.
Oh, that's in the podcast.
That is
huh?
something on the podcast. This guy gets
Nice.
That was a
Comedic
pretty good joke,
genius.
actually.
No
I
big
don't think it's one
spoon,
of the
but
best.
it. No, but it's me.
It's not up there with comically large spoon.
Well, no, but
No,
nothing
Noah, cut
could
the
ever
tape.
be.
Noah, cut the tape.